So, you've probably used something like ChatGPT, maybe to write an email, or you've asked Gemini for a fun fact. Well, if you have, then you've already used a large language model. But what are they, really? That's what we're digging into today. We're going to break down the engine that's driving this whole AI revolution. Let's dive in.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Have you ever asked an AI something kind of goofy, like, explain gravity like I'm 10 years old? You type that in and boom, almost instantly you get this perfectly simple, clear, and honestly, a surprisingly good explanation. That right there, that ability to just get what you're asking and then create text that sounds like a person wrote it, that's the real magic of an LLM.
Okay, so let's get right into it. What exactly is this technology? The one that seems to be powering pretty much everything in the digital world these days.
Okay, so here's the simplest way to think about it. A large language model, or LLM, is basically an AI that has gone on the biggest, most insane reading marathon you can possibly imagine. We're talking a huge chunk of the internet, books, articles, websites, you name it. But here's the key. It's not just memorizing facts. No. It's learning the patterns, the grammar, the context, all the little weird and subtle ways we humans actually talk to each other.
And that's what makes them so incredibly powerful. They're so versatile. These things are definitely not one-trick ponies. They can be a writer, a translator, a research assistant that can chew through a massive report and give you the highlights. Heck, they can even act as an analyst and figure out if a customer review is happy or angry.
And look, we're not talking about some abstract thing in a lab somewhere. You've heard the names, right? ChatGPT, Gemini, Llama, they're practically household names at this point. These are the big players, the actual products that are putting this incredible technology right into our hands, on our phones, and on our computers at work.
Okay, so we've got a good idea of what they are. But the big question is how? How in the world does a machine sift through this ocean of data and then write a poem? Let's pop the hood and take a look inside, in a simple way, of course. So the secret sauce, the real magic, is this special AI architecture called, and it's a great name, transformers. Now, don't worry, you don't need to be a math genius to get this. The big idea is that transformers are just amazing at understanding context. Here's a simple way to picture it. If you say the word bank, a transformer looks at the words around it. If it sees river and fish, it figures out, okay, they mean the side of a river. But if it sees money and account, it knows you're talking about a financial place. It's that ability to weigh which words are important that lets an LLM actually make sense of what we're saying. You can really boil the whole process down to 3 simple steps. First up is training. That's the massive reading binge we mentioned earlier. Second, when you type in a prompt, the AI doesn't actually see words. It breaks them down into numbers, little pieces called tokens. And finally, the prediction part. Based on everything it's learned, it just starts guessing. It's constantly asking itself, okay, based on what's already here, what's the most likely word to come next? And it just does that over and over and over again, stringing words together to create a response that actually makes sense.
All right, so we've covered the what and the how. Now for the really fun part. What can you actually do with these things? What are the real-world applications?
Honestly, the list is just getting longer and longer. If you're a creator, it's like having a co-writer for your blog posts or scripts. If you're a student, it's like a tutor that's available 24/7 to explain anything. For programmers, it's an assistant that helps you write and fix your code. And you're using it all the time without even realizing it. It's what powers those customer service chatbots, and it's what's breaking down language barriers with instant translations. The uses are already huge, and they're expanding every single day.
But, like any super powerful new technology, it's not all sunshine and roses. It's not perfect. So to really get the full picture, we've got to look at both sides, the incredible promise and the very real pitfalls.
So, on one hand, yeah, they are ridiculously fast and powerful. They can slash your workload and be a huge boost for creativity. But, on the other hand, the limitations are pretty serious. They can be what people call confidently wrong, just making stuff up, a process that's been nicknamed hallucinating. And they don't actually understand things the way we do. Plus, running these models takes a staggering amount of computer power.
And this brings us to probably the most crucial point you need to remember. An LLM doesn't think. It doesn't understand. It's a super sophisticated pattern matching machine. It's just predicting the next word in a sequence. Think of it this way. It's more like a parrot than a philosopher. It can repeat things perfectly, but it doesn't know what they mean. And keeping that in mind is absolutely key to using these tools well and safely.
So, why should you care about any of this? Because this technology is already changing everything. It's a genuinely transformative force. We're talking about how we learn, how businesses operate, how we write code,
how we create, and even just how we talk to each other across the planet.
It really feels like we're standing at the beginning of a totally new era, and these models are right at the heart of it all. It's no wonder that some people are saying that LLMs are the future of digital intelligence. And when you stop and think about it, that's not really an exaggeration. They represent a massive shift in how we deal with information and technology itself.
So, now you know the basics, what they are, how they tick, and what they can do. The only question left is for you. What are you going to do with it? What problem are you going to try and solve? What weird question are you going to ask first? The tool is there, waiting for you.